Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ozzy's Drives. Today's fuel economy test is going to be a little bit different because we're having this, the S580L hybrid system, the pinnacle of Mercedes-Benz. We're going to find out whether this thing is actually fuel efficient. Stay tuned. Well, who do we have here? The Mercedes-Benz S580, the pinnacle of what Mercedes has to offer, right? And this time, even the long version, look at it. 5 meters and 20, very easy wheels. This was basically configured for a businessman. I can tell instantly with this silver color, right? He didn't want to look like a gangster. He just wanted to have a great car for the daily drive. I like the S-Class, however, I do not think that this is better looking than the previous model. What I do like though is, for example, the round shape of the rear window here, because it reminds me a little bit of the CL. But I think the tail lights and in general the head and tail light design doesn't match what the previous generation had to offer. In my opinion, it looks a little bit like an E-Class. In all honesty, I don't know what it is with it, but it doesn't have this mighty, incredible, luxurious look to it, right? And when you looked at it, you would think, oh God, who is this guy? It kind of looks, I don't want to say lame, but it doesn't look that mighty, right? Let's face it, it doesn't look that mighty. What I like about it is that they kept this beautiful Mercedes-Benz logo here. Look at that. The Mercedes-Benz star on the bonnet, it's just part of Benz, right? Let's pop the hood and show you what this is all about. Now, very nice engine in all honesty. It's the inline 6-cylinder producing 367 horsepower and around 500 newton meters of torque itself, right? It's a very good engine that they use in a bunch of cars. Now, this thing has another engine right at the end of the car, and it's electric, making this a total power output of 510 horsepower and 750 newton meters of torque. It can accelerate from 0 to 100 in 5.1 seconds because it has a rear-wheel drive. Mercedes claims a fuel economy of 0.7 to 1 liters 100 kilometers, right? So maybe on the first 100 kilometers, because the actual range of the electric engine is 100 kilometers. But what is going to happen after the 100 kilometers mark? We have to find out. So I'll do a little bit of a different fuel economy test with this thing, and it's going to take me a while. So let's go and let's fill this thing up. All right, friends, I hope you can see me clear. It's getting dark outside, so I'll sum this up quickly because I've been thinking quite a lot on how to approach this test, because a plug-in hybrid system is really, I mean, the only use case I would see is if you actually live in cities or you have to drive long ranges, like 400 or 500 kilometers maybe. But I don't really get why anybody would buy the S580 inline 6-cylinder hybrid when you can choose the V8, right? I really don't get it. Maybe it's taxis, limousines, businessmen that travel 700-800 kilometers every week, right? I don't know. But in any case, the thing is, the electric engine gives us a range of around 100 kilometers, right? So to have an actual test of what this car can do in fuel economy, we have to do a longer test. So maybe 200-300 kilometers to give you actually the real life fuel economy after the batteries have been drained. So to do that, I've decided, you know what? I will fill the car up completely, petrol engine wise, and then we'll fill up the electric engines fully. And after we have done that, we'll start with the fuel economy test. It's going to take me a while. It's going to take me probably 2 days. So we're starting tonight. This evening I'll drive, I have to go some places, and then I'll drive tomorrow to finish all the work that we have to do this video. So hope you appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe, stay tuned, and let's go to the e-charging station first. We have a little bit of a change in plan because I couldn't find any any electric charging station without a supercharger here in Switzerland. I mean, the superchargers, no problem, but this doesn't have the extra lower pin. It only has DC, so I have to go somewhere where I can charge it up. Now what I will do is I will fill it up completely, and then we start with the test right off the bat. Then we fill the electric engine, the batteries up. So let's fill the car up here completely first. Okay, so as always, to prove that I'm actually telling you the truth, I will reset this. Yes, reset everything. Now we're going to check the kilometers I have been driving here. Reset this too. Okay, and then what kilometers says the gauge? We're at 60,319 kilometers, and I will reset the road tracker too. Okay, so that's it. That's our starting point. Here is another thing that is pissing me off quite terribly. To open the tank cap, you have to pull this button here 2 times, right? This you can operate manually, funny, but you have to kind of close the car, which is the strangest thing ever. You close it, you open it, and then it pops open. Just stressing me the fuck out, in all honesty. Now, it says hybrid here. Funny. Good joke from Mercedes. Let's fill this thing up. So that means the petrol engine is full. We have 67 liters of fuel. Close this thing, and now we're going to charge it up somewhere. I told you the batteries are fully drained. Here is what's going to happen. I'm going to put it into drive. The car is in hybrid mode, and as you can see, we still have a little bit of battery life left. So we're not using the petrol engine. Strangely, what is happening here? The screen is not coming up. What the hell? This has not happened before. Had to start it up somewhere, whatever. Who gives a shit anyway? All right, so still driving with the batteries themselves. No petrol used so far. Range 786 kilometers as it says. So actually I'm quite curious when it's going. Now the engine came on. That's it. So we were able to drive like 500-600 meters with the electric engine. It's going to charge it up a little bit, and then it's going to turn off again. I must say the hybrid system on this S580 works very good. We'll admit that immediately. I'm very satisfied with how the switch happens between petrol and electric engine. It's very good. Now it's switched off, so you see it's really working together. But still, we have to fill this thing up, and I will drive it the whole time in hybrid mode. That's the mode I'm choosing. You can choose those modes here. Just press in dynamic here. You see hybrid has been chosen. That's it. So here is my life with this Benz so far. I found this charger at the wall. 360 charger, I don't even know. I have to kind of download an app, but I don't have any internet connection here, so I'll go up. Then I'll download everything, and then I'll start to charge this thing up. So my life with it is pretty, let's say shitty right now, to say the least. But anyway, for the sake of the test, we will charge this thing up, okay? Let's charge this thing up, and let's meet in a couple of hours. Finally, after 1,000 tries, or what felt like a decade, I have 2 hours and 9 minutes to charge this thing. So it's pretty shitty in all honesty. All right, friends, here's the deal. It's a little bit complicated this time because I have to leave and I couldn't charge the car up fast. I only have a 22 kilowatt hour charger. So what I'm going to do is, there is a mode here that's called B, battery hold mode in the system. I could only charge the batteries up to 35%. I have to go somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I will drive in B mode, which is battery hold, so that the 34% of the battery capacity that I have right now will stay as I'm driving. So we will drive with the petrol engine to the destination I have to reach. Once I'm back, I will fill the batteries up fully, and then tomorrow we'll continue to drive with the batteries and the petrol engine. So in total, as we drive, and we might reach 150 to 200 kilometers, we will see how that whole thing went with fully charged batteries, and obviously me driving with only petrol mode, okay? So that's the deal. All right, friends, let me give you a brief explanation of what has been happening yesterday. Now, as you can see clearly in the speedometer, we are now driving electrically, and we have 100% of capacity left of the batteries. I have been driving yesterday solely with the petrol engine, 118 kilometers, and I got a 7.1 liter per 100 kilometers as an average. This by itself is a phenomenal result driving a big car like this, okay? It wasn't on in city drive and so on, it was mostly on the Autobahn, but 7.1 liters was really a good thing to do. Now, why did I do that? Well, basically I had to visit some people and I didn't have time to charge the car up. 2 hours, so it couldn't charge up fully and we couldn't start with both engines full. So what I did is I drove with the petrol engine, I let the battery on hold, and that's it. Now we are driving fully electric for the next trip, okay? We'll see how much it used at around 150 to 180 kilometers, right? That's the goal for today. We're driving along here and finishing our fuel economy test. We might as well take the chance to talk about the S-Class itself. And as you know me, I'll be ruthless, honest, I don't care. And I'll tell you one thing straightforward, this is the long version with the rear-wheel drive. And it's absolutely fabulous to drive, okay? Make no mistake, this is still an S-Class. It doesn't matter whether it has a hybrid system, the air suspension is taking on those bumps like a hot knife goes through butter. It's literally that good, not even a joke. I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating. It's phenomenal, it's almost too good. I feel sleepy all the time I'm driving this car. Now, you tell me what that is about. I feel sleepy driving it. It's very well built and nicely made for you to drive, okay? The drivetrain is beautiful. What is also beautiful is the whole autonomous drive. It works brilliant. One of the best I've experienced so far. It literally does everything itself in a smooth way. Braking, accelerating, everything done very smoothly. So this is also a very big plus in my opinion. What I don't like is that they used partly wonderful materials like the leather seats, all of this leather, but then when you look at the dashboard and when you look at the side panel here of the door, it's not even leather, it's like a leather imitation. It looks terrible, right? Or it's very cheap leather. I can't even tell it apart anymore, but the surface feels terrible. What I also do not understand is why would you ever give a roof liner like that on an S-Class? Literally, why? This is the S-Class. It is terrible. It took away 50% of the joy of me driving this S-Class. Why would you even give the option to take an S-Class with a shitty roof liner like that? I don't get it, okay? I don't understand. And this is something that I really think is ugly. Other than that, it feels pretty solid. I prefer the old S-Classes more than this because some materials feel literally so cheap. The whole plastic thing here, the wood style that is actually plastic, you know, all of this plastic, it looks fancy, but when you know that it's plastic, it just feels like meh, right? It's a little bit like those fake gold chains. Even they shine beautiful, you're still like meh, right? And that's the same thing with the S-Class. Other than that, it was absolutely fabulous to drive, and I'll finish the fuel economy test now, and then I'll give you a summary. Look at that, friends, almost to the dot. Battery drained, 200 kilometers driven, and look at that. 4.2 liters to 200 kilometers. All right, so let's see whether this is true. That's a very easy calculation, right? 4.2 liters to 100 kilometers. 200 kilometers means we should have used 8.4 liters to 200 kilometers. That's crazy. That's really good. Let's see. I'll tell you honestly, friends, if that is actually true, I'll be amazed. In all honesty, I'll be completely amazed if that holds true. We'll see. It should be a very quick click to 100 kilometers. So let's fill this thing up. Come on. Wait. Now. Got it. When is the first click going to happen? I literally, I'm curious. I'm shaking right now. No way, man. No fucking way. 5.4 liters. 5.4 liters went into the tank of this thing. I'll do another click just for safety. 5.6 liters went in maximum. Friends, holy shit, right? 5.6 liters to 200 kilometers with the petrol engine and the electric engine combined is a absolutely phenomenal result with this car. I mean, it's an S580. That's absolutely sick. That's absolutely sick. That means we drove literally on 2.8 liters to 100 kilometers. Now, I have been driving 110 kilometers with the petrol engine solely, and we're still at 5.6 liters. So that's some crazy shit. That's really good. That's some crazy ass result, friends. That's some crazy result, in all honesty. I mean, I'm literally looking at the clock here. It says at 864 kilometers range, right? And I don't have any battery life left. That was a fabulous result, in all honesty. I mean, it's literally the best fuel economy I ever got in a car. And with that said, friends, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. God bless you. Have some wonderful time and a pretty New Year's Eve. And see you on the next one. Goodbye.